Do you want your son to walk around like they're peasants or they're common folk? Or do you want them to have the attitude like they're princes and kings? Then teach them as such. So I'm going to share with y'all a conversation that I had with someone today. And anyway, I'm just going to share the conversation. I'm going to keep it 100. And just some things I don't understand. So the conversation went like this. They said, hey, Pops, remember that event just a couple weeks ago, right? And I was like, yeah, what about it? And I was like, remember when you was over there, with the young ladies, and remember the pictures that was snapped? I said, yeah. I said, but I was just asking them about, if they would check out my YouTube channel. I said, yeah, Pop, but you wouldn't smash? You wouldn't hit that? And I kind of looked, I said, what? He's like, you wouldn't hit that? I'm like, that's a little girl, blood. And he was like, Pop, she's like 30 years old. I said, that's a little girl, blood. You know what I'm saying? He was like, Pop, come on. I'm like, come on now. I got a daughter that's 35 and I got another daughter that's 23, 24. What I look like? Come on, dude. You know what I'm saying? So he was like, yeah, but I said, listen, one thing I've learned in my 53 years is you want to value yourself as if you are the prize. You are what's valuable. You know what I'm saying? Stop looking at it as some type of conquest or some type of knots in your belt, or however it's looked at upon today. Some kind of power thing or some kind of male superiority, or some kind of complex. I don't know. But I told him, said, listen, you have a son now, right? Okay? So instead of teaching your son to look at women as a thing and not a person, instead of teaching him to look at the most precious part of a woman, which is her heart, okay, and her inner parts, okay, we'll just leave it at that. That those are precious, right? That's what you teach your daughters, right? So why not teach your son the same thing? Why not teach your son that he is a high valued individual, okay? And that why not teach him that it's not for him to give himself to just any and everyone? Why? Because what you have is life. You have life with you. That life is valuable. That life is precious. Yes, the woman carries the egg, but you carry the life. Because there's only been one that's been ever been impregnated without a man, and that was Mary, the mother of Jesus. So, besides the Holy Spirit, bro, you carry life in you. You dig? That's precious. That's valuable. That's worth everything. That's legacy. Are you hearing what I'm saying? That's something that you just don't give away. That's something that you don't just share with anybody. This is what we need to start teaching our young men. This is what we need to start teaching as a standard, right? Why is it taught to our daughters, and talk to our women that, hold yourself at a higher standard and just don't, give yourself away to just anybody. This is what we need to be teaching our sons. Facts. Okay? You did? This is what we need to be teaching our sons. Son, you are highly valued. You're not just some random. You're not just someone that just, though you love everyone and you deal with everyone, but you don't give yourself to just anyone. Why? Because you are quality. You are value. You have life. Kings just don't give themselves to anyone. You have to earn the right. Not even the right. You have to earn the privilege, because to be with you is a privilege. To be able to lay with you is a privilege. It's not a right. It's a privilege. And it has to be earned. It has to be, studied and looked at, and it has to be evaluated. It has to prove it themselves trustworthy and honorable and virtuous, because that's the type of person that's worthy of you and of the life that you carry, the legacy that you carry. Stop treating yourself like you don't have any self-control. Stop treating yourself less valuable than you are by just giving yourself to just anything. Laying with anything. And just anyone. No, stop doing that. You're more valuable than that. Okay? You're worth more than that. All right? Start treating yourself like you are. You know what I'm saying? Stop laying with just any and everyone, because you are too valuable. You carry life in you. And that's what I want to just, I just want to get that message across to the men out there. You ain't got to just be a young man. You could be my age. Bro, start looking at yourself like you are valuable. What you have is valuable. You know what I'm saying? I'm not just somebody that you can just use and talk to any kind of way. And, I'm not just going to accept anything. I'm not going to accept any kind of behavior. I'm not going to accept any kind of, vibe and wavelength and frequency that is not vibing with mine. You dig? So I just want to come share that real quick. Just, I want to encourage the men out there. It don't matter whether you're black, white, well, there is no such thing as color, but you know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter what ethnicity or race you are. It doesn't matter how old you are. Okay? Let's, as men, start valuing ourselves at a higher level. It's not cool just to be out there smashing. It's not cool just to lay with anyone. Why? Because we're worth more than that. Our value is more than that. Okay? Let our sales be earned. Prove loyalty, trustworthiness, good stewardship, virtuosity. These are the things that should attract a king and a prince, right? I think it's Proverbs 31. Proverbs 31 talks about there's two things that it talks about in that proverb. It talks about women and alcohol, right? But see, these aren't things that we teach our sons. We teach our sons when it comes to women, right? That they're to be conquered. They're to be, used. They're to be, of course we say love and adored and cherished, but yet the actions that are shown are just the opposite. Okay? And when it comes to alcohol and drinking, yeah, we say, you shouldn't drink, you shouldn't do this, at least not until you're of the age. How about not doing it? Proverbs 31, y'all check it out. It talks about those two things, women and alcohol. These are things that kings, those of us that strive to be excellent and hold ourselves to a higher standard. Those of us that want to have a standard that is one of excellence and not just mediocrity, okay? But of excellence, integrity, okay? This is what kings strive for. And when that is your attitude, then you can't just, you can't just be with and give yourself to anyone, okay? You have to give yourself to a certain particular type of woman. And it talks about that later on in the verse of Proverbs 31. What type of woman you should be looking for? A virtuous woman. A woman that keeps herself together and that loves the Lord and that, she works with her hands and that she's going to be, a blessing to her husband and to her children. Not be someone that's going to bring dishonor. You dig? So stop laying with anybody and everybody. Stop sleeping with anything and everything. Just because it looks good doesn't mean it's good. When are we going to understand that? Right? It may look good, may be good, but why should you what's a good way to put this? Why should you lower your standard to something that is not going to elevate your kingship? That's just a question I'm just asking. Why should you lower your standard for someone that is not going to elevate your kingship? Think about that. Because it's the same spiritually. Why would you lower your standard spiritually to be with someone that's not going to elevate your spiritual authority? That's not going to enhance your spiritual assignment. They're not going to enhance you, empower you. They're not going to, push you. They're not going to help you. They're not going to, pray with you. They're not going to, labor with you, support you. Why would you want to give yourself to someone that is not at your standard? Stop just sleeping with anyone and laying with everyone. Start treating yourself like you are the prize. Because you know what? You are the prize. Yes, we teach our daughters that they're princesses and beautiful and a man should treat you well and love you right and treat you as if like you're the church. But listen, men, boys, brothers, partners, fellas, homies, dudes, my peeps, my bros, my bros, you are the prize. You are the catch. When it comes time for you to choose someone to be with someone that is going to elevate your kingship, your spiritual your spiritual oneness with God. It's going to push you to be all that you can be. That's the type of person that you want to become one with before you lay with. Study them. Watch them. Learn them. See how they do. See how they interact. See how they love others. See, the type of person they are. How they think. Before you just lay with someone. Remember, you are the jewel. You're the prize. Everybody can't get next to the jewel and the prize. Why? Because there's so much protection. There's so many layers that you got to go through. There's so many checks, background checks. And so, you know what I'm saying? There's so many things you got to go through before you can even get close to the jewel, to the prize. You dig? That's how we need to start treating ourselves, men. All right? One love. Start treating yourself as you are the jewel. You are the prize because you are. Life is with you. See, what we don't understand is that we make soul ties. Every time you lay with someone, every time you give your strength to someone, you make a soul tie. Okay? You attach yourself to that person. And there's a lot of things that come along with that we don't understand and we don't realize because we're not taught from the youth. Okay? What all that entails mentally when it comes to becoming sexual. What all that entails spiritually. What all that entails physically. And so without having an understanding, without not having correct teaching and the reason why you don't do certain things or you should not do certain things because of who you are and what you represent, then we go out and we make all these mistakes thinking that, oh yeah, this makes us manly. This adds to our ego and it puffs up our pride. But at the end of the day, when the rubber meets the road, what have you accomplished? You've experienced menage a trois. You've been with several people. You've experienced orgies. You've walked on the other side. At the end of the day, when it's all said and done, what have you truly accomplished? What relationship have you built that is a lasting relationship built on foundational principles? And you can look at yourself with integrity at the end of the day. Most of us can't say that it means anything. Unless you are, you have a significant other that you are seriously, honoring and cherish and loving and you two are existing as one. Okay? But brothers, I don't know how more plain I can say it. Just want to encourage you, start treating yourself like you are valuable, right? The same way that we tell our daughters how they're valuable and don't carry yourself like, a loose woman, right? Don't carry yourself like some, person that's sending the wrong message and the wrong idea because men are going to look at you anyway, just because you are female. But carry yourself as one that is respectable and honorable and virtuous. So why not tell our sons the same thing? Why not teach them the same thing, right? Son, carry yourself like you're valuable and like you are worth every bit of weight in gold and platinum and whatever kind of precious metal, Carry yourself like that. Let them prove themselves. Let them show that they're virtuous and honorable, and that, and that they have good background and stock and so forth. Yes, why not teach our sons the same thing? Because you are valuable. More than just laying with any and everyone. Carry yourselves as to where it's a special. It has to be someone that is, all the criteria of a virtuous woman in Proverbs 31. Really think it that we as men made that a priority to teach young men, whether they're your sons or someone else's sons. Doesn't matter whose son there is. But it's for us as men, regardless of color or creed, to teach our young men coming up to value themselves. Okay? Value your private parts. Treat yourself as if you are royalty. We always want to talk about we're kings and we're king. Well, teach your sons to be kings. Kings are selective. They don't just go around with anyone. You have to earn your right to be in the king's presence. This is how we need to start teaching our sons to value themselves like they're kings, not just peasants.